So what exactly are we going to do in this session? Well, I want to share my experience as a NAAC and IQAC member of our college, having been associated closely with the preparation of the self-study report and undertaken a certification course on development of institutional quality to look at the contribution and performance of a teacher in terms of measurable parameters as per NAAC criteria. For this, I have primarily looked at the revised NAAC manuals for both autonomous and affiliated colleges to identify quantifiable variables to measure teacher performance. At the onset, I want to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. N. Sujata for her valuable insights and observations that have been instrumental in formulating this session. Especially with respect to autonomous colleges and criteria 1, 2, and 3, she has provided the measuring tools to assess teacher performance. Friends, a teacher can transmit knowledge, and in the process, she can explain and even demonstrate. But the true contribution of a teacher lies in her ability to inspire. Inspire young minds to think out of the box, to question, and to come up with innovative ideas. And it is in this ability of a teacher to bring a change in the future life of a learner wherein lies her true contribution. A teacher today is no longer a mere subject expert or a sage on the stage who simply transmits knowledge. A 21st century teacher has to be and must conceive her role in terms of a visionary, leader, role model, facilitator, adapter, communicator, mentor, collaborator, risk taker. Well, my friends, that's quite a lot. This diverse set of expectations from a modern teacher prompts her to undertake a myriad of pursuits and initiatives to meet the demands of her enhanced role. However, taking up unplanned and unorganized ensemble of activities and enterprises is neither beneficial for the institution nor for the individual teacher. We as teachers need to systematize and streamline our work in ways that will go on to contribute to the credibility of the institution and our individual performances as well. Hence, there is a need to understand our function as a teacher in terms of the parameters that are used by the NAAC to evaluate an institution so that we can contribute in meaningful ways to the NAAC assessment and also be an asset to our respective institutions. This session, my friends, will help each one of us to understand what can be our contribution in terms of NAAC criteria and how our performance can be measured in quantifiable terms so that in the longer run we can orient our activities to play a more substantive role both for our institutions as well as our individual career. For this purpose, the multifaceted role of a teacher have been classified into 5 broad categories, namely academics, which covers curriculum and teaching learning, research, which includes innovation and patent, student progression, which includes student support and outcome, administration and governance, which is related to working within the organization, and then social responsibility, which is having a community development approach. Now, these roles have been divided in these 5 categories in order to enable us to analyze what contribution a teacher can make and how her performance can be measured. Now, for each of these 5 roles, the corresponding NAAC criteria and the key indicators have also been identified so that we can evaluate in details the contribution and performance of individual teachers. Of course, there will be some overlap as watertight compartmentalization of each of these roles is not possible. Each of these 5 broad categories of a teacher and the corresponding NAAC criteria will be covered in the subsequent 5 separate modules in this session. Each of these modules will first take up one specific role of a teacher, will focus on the corresponding NAAC criteria and pick up the key indicators pertaining to that criteria and the role of the teacher to look at the ways in which a teacher can contribute and the tools that can be used to measure the performance of a teacher. Now, before we proceed to the specific modules, I want to highlight here the importance of documentation and how, in the long run, proper documentation will not only preserve our work but will also be an evidence of our work that will be placed on record. Now friends, as teacher, I am sure that each one of us perform a variety of activities for our students, department and committees that we are member of, and even for our own academic and professional career advancement. But most of us are very unmindful about maintaining proper record and details of our work. Some of us might be negligent. Many of us are simply lazy or unaware about the importance of documentation, or maybe we just don't know how to do it. However, I cannot emphasize enough the significance of documentation in terms of recording the details of our activities, but also in terms of helping us to plan, organize, and systematize our ventures. Documentation is also important for NAAC purposes. It is an advertisement of our work and creates accountability. In many colleges, the Internal Quality Assurance Cell IQAC may have developed some format or performer for recording the details of various events at individual, department and institutional levels. But we must take this exercise very seriously, and wherever needed, we must contribute to make the process better. Where such a layout is missing, I strongly urge my friend participants here to be instrumental in taking this up with your respective institution and develop and design formats to maintain proper documentation. Even at a personal level and individual level, each one of us must maintain a proper record of all our endeavors, no matter how much trivial they may appear to us. And in the future, we will be surprised to see the benefits of this exercise. Well, friends, having said that, let us now move on to our modules. And the first one will look at the academic role of a teacher.